Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today we're taking another look at the Fujifilm X-H2. I purchased it about 7-8 months ago and I reviewed it about 7 months ago. I've been using it consistently here in the studio and also in my studio upstairs. I've been using it predominantly as a wide camera, but I've also used it as a close-up camera. And the camera here is the Fujifilm X-H2. Now, it is a pro camera. It's got all the professional features you would expect on a pro camera. Dual SD card slots on the side here. One of them's a CFast Express card. Goes in the side here, and then we've got a really nice grip, a larger battery, which you would expect in professional cameras as opposed to the little tiddly batteries. And you know, very nice handling, plenty of function buttons. You've got two on the front of the camera, one on that side and one on that side. You've got function buttons on the back, and you've got a really clear LCD display on the top there, so you can actually see what your shutter speed settings are, apertures, battery condition, and so forth. You can actually turn the light on, and you can see that a bit clearer depending on how you want to view it. I tend not to use the screen terribly often, although it is ideal if it's on a tripod. I can just look down at it and I can see what the settings are. So I can see why they've put that on there, and it's actually quite useful from that point of view. Traditional shutter release on the top, and great features. It's got the 40 megapixel X-Trans sensor, the same sensor that is in the X-T50 that we have here. The X-T50, a lot more compact, more consumer level, I guess you would say, but it still takes amazing photographs because of the 40 megapixel sensor that's inside the X-T50. I'm getting the close-up shot on my Fuji X-M5, and that seems to be nailing the autofocus. So I do wonder whether Fuji have, with the firmware updates on the X-H2, has brought it closer to the Sonys and the Canons, because the Sony and Canon's autofocus is phenomenal. It's really leading technology with those two particular brands. I got my ZV-E10 Mark II getting the wide shot just there, and I'm pretty sure the autofocus will just nail it. I don't think I'm going to have any issues with the autofocus on my ZV-E10 Mark II. That's the first time I've used it in the studio here for video, because I've been using it predominantly for taking photographs outdoors. But the X-H2, great handling, really nice screen on the back. It's got the 3-inch articulating screen, so you can use it for vlogging. I wouldn't use this as a vlogging camera, to be honest. I don't even do vlogging, but I wouldn't use it as a vlogging camera. It's too heavy. It's 660 grams with a battery. That's body only with a battery. That's considerably heavier than, say, the XM5. It's over double the weight of the Fuji XM5. So I would definitely use the XM5 for vlogging or the Sony ZV-E10 purely because of the weight of the camera, not because of the features that these other cameras have. Although, to be fair, the XM5 has got some really interesting vlogging features. Yeah, it's got a really nice articulating screen, and as I said, I do love all these function buttons that are on the X-H2, so I can set it up how I want to use the camera and how I like it set up. My favourite thing about the X-H2 really is its viewfinder. I don't use a viewfinder a great deal these days. I do use the viewfinder on the X-T50 a bit. That's got a 2.3 million dot viewfinder on the X-T50, so it's great for setting your composition and checking the sharpness of photographs if you want to look through the viewfinder. But I use it predominantly for checking white balance and composition on the X-T50. But looking through the viewfinder of the X-H2 is something special. It's a 5.6 million dot viewfinder, the resolution is 5.76 million dot resolution viewfinder. Fantastic, really nice sharp images, but it's large. It's a beautiful viewfinder. You need to see it to believe it. It's really great. So I love using the viewfinder on the X-H2. And particularly because I wear glasses, that really is a Brucey bonus for me. As far as the card slots, I mentioned earlier, it's CF Express cards, which is absolutely fine, no problem with that. But they've got a mix of cards. So you've got CF Express as your main card format, because that's a really fast reading card format, that one. And then you've got SD card slot for your backup. And what I tend to do is shoot RAW on my main card, on the CF Express card. I shoot RAW images, and the video obviously goes onto the card one. And then the backups, I shoot JPEGs onto the SD card, and that's great for loading into my iPad or my mobile phone when I'm out and about. So that's fantastic that I can split the JPEG and the RAWs to two different cards. I don't have to, because you can record RAW to both cards, or you could record JPEGs to both cards. You know, it depends on how you want to set your system up. The range of lenses available for the Fuji system is phenomenal now. Obviously, you've got all the Fuji lenses, there's lots of them. I've got the XC35 lens fitted to my XM5. That's a really cheap, it's an f2 lens, maximum aperture of f2, but that's a really cheap f2 lens. Apparently it's the same optical quality as the XF35, but without the weather sealing and a plastic construction. But the optical quality apparently is exactly the same as the XF35. And then you've got lots of independent brand lenses. For example, I've got the Sigma 18-50 on here now, and on the XT50, I've got the Sigma 10-18. I think they're probably the only two lenses you're ever going to need, because you've got from ultra wide right through to portrait, and a constant f2.8 aperture on both lenses. The XH2 has got in-body image stabilization, and that is awesome, the same as the XT50 actually. My little XM5 has no in-body image stabilization, so something like this is ideal if you're going into churches or you're going into environments where you want to set a slower shutter speed. You can do that with the XH2 and still get really, really great sharp images. Also, the image stabilization is great for video. It keeps it stable if you're doing handheld video. So yeah, an all-round fabulous camera. So I love using the viewfinder, particularly when I'm taking photographs. And the 8K video is awesome if you only want to use one camera as opposed to using two cameras. So many features that the XH2 has that I really, really love. Now, I haven't got many sample photographs actually of the XH2. I will leave some sample images up on my Flickr page. I'll leave a link in the description of this video where you can find them. But there isn't a great many, because I've been using it, as I say, since April, predominantly as a video camera and not a stills camera. But with its 40 megapixel sensor, the stills are going to be lovely. They're going to be really, really nice. So that's the Fujifilm X-H2. Battery life is really, really good. It takes the larger battery than what the XT50 does. It's a W235 battery. That's a lot bigger than the W126S battery, and it's going to provide better video and better stills. The X-H2 does support Fuji's fan for cooling. Now, I don't use this in the UK. I've used the X-H2 extensively for video for long periods of time as well, and I've not needed a fan. It hasn't overheated on me, but you can buy, which I've got here, the Fuji fan that screws into the back of the camera, and then you can go into the menu of the camera to set it how you want it to cool. That's great if you're filming in hotter environments and you want to keep the camera cool. I also would recommend the Ulanzi fan, the second version, the Mark II version, which is this one here. It's a really, really good price. It's a great deal cheaper than the Fuji fan. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to where you can get the fan from. And again, that is sprung loaded, and that will just fit into the back of any camera like so. It's not going to fall out. That's in there. Really, really nice and firm. USB powered if you want to, or it runs off its internal battery. So that's a really nifty device if you don't want to spend the sums of money that you would need to spend for the Fuji fan. And talking about USB, this does support USB-C power delivery. And that's how I use it here in the studio, so you don't have to worry about the battery running out. It will run continuously off USB-C from a power bank or a USB power block. That is brilliant for me here in the studio. I can do 3, 4, 5 videos continuously without worrying about the battery running out on me. It'll just keep going until the card fills up. So that's a great feature. It's got a full-size HDMI port as opposed to the micro HDMI port that you find on the XT50. You can see there, and it has got a headphone jack, microphone jack, and what have you. It does support the Tascam XLR 2D microphone adapter. I have it here. Now this is a great adapter. On the side you've got your 2 XLR inputs, so you can plug your XLR microphones into the 2 ports in the side there. You've got all your controls on the side there as well for setting your audio levels and all the other different parameters you want to set for the audio. But the great thing with this adapter, no cables are needed if you're using the XH2. It just slots straight into the hot shoe. Then the camera provides the power to the adapter and all the audio. And also you can record 4 channels of audio. So you've got your 2 microphone channels going into the X2D. It's also got a 3.5mm jack on the side as well, so you can take a lavalier microphone into here, or a wireless microphone, and record 4 channels of audio on the actual camera. So it's a brilliant device. I'm actually using the Sony version on my ZV-E10 Mark II. It's not a Sony version, it's made by Sony, but it's an XLR adapter on my ZV-E10 Mark II I've got there. That is a fantastic device as well. And I've got the Sennheiser MKE600 going into it, which is what I would use with the Tascam XLR adapter. Again, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get this from if you are a Fuji user. But just check Tascam's website to check for compatibility with your Fuji camera. I find it works with all of my Fuji cameras, well, most of my Fuji cameras, certainly the modern ones. It works with the XT50, it works with the XM5, and obviously works with the XH2. The other thing with the XH2 is its grip. I love the grip. Although it's a heavier camera, when you're out and about, you don't really feel that weight because the grip is so good. So yeah, great camera, love using it. Certainly been using it for video, as I said, constantly. Virtually every single video I've been using the XH2 for. It's only today that I've swapped out the 2 main cameras. The XM5 is my close-up camera, and my ZV-E10 Mark II is my wide camera, which normally would be my XH2. The close-up camera I'm using for getting these close-up shots is my Sony ZV-1 Mark II. So yeah, there we go. Hope you found that video useful. Don't forget to take a look at the few sample images of the XH2 on my Flickr page. I'll also leave a link to the sample images of the XT50. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to hit the like button, and please remember to share it with anyone who you feel might find this video interesting and useful. Thanks very much. Cheers for now. Bye.